Day 528. The world's gone dark. Zombies have overrun us all. And I've just used the last toilet roll. Welcome back to isolation, everyone. We're still here. We're still in isolation. We haven't left the house in quite a long time. I hope everyone else out there isn't going insane, because we're not going insane, are we, Steve? And I hope we're doing a whole bunch of creative stuff with all this free time that we've found, like doing painting, painting a portrait, reading a book, or writing a song. I hope we're all doing that, because I definitely am not. But it's true, we've got so much spare time at the moment. However, for some reason, I've been wasting it away playing Magic with my friends and playing D&D with my friends. And for some reason now my friends are all wanting to hang out with me a lot more, now that they also don't have a job. Silver lining. But I thought it would be a good time for us to see what other people are doing in isolation, because one, I haven't made a video in quite a while and I felt like making a video, and two, I'm running out of ideas to entertain myself whilst in isolation. What to do in isolation? Maybe learn how to spell, Angus. 10 things to do when you're in isolation. A guide to not being bored. Number 1.
Decided to put some clothes on, because when you are lounging around at home and you're stuck.
Tip number 1, get dressed for the day. That's the one thing that you can do in isolation. You can be on your Zoom meeting at work and you don't have to have pants on. You don't have to do it. That's taking away the fun of isolation. In fact, you know what? Boom. Number 1, take your pants off, as long as it's in an acceptable location where it's not considered unlawful in any respect. On the internet is fine. Tidy your room. This is actually a really good idea. You should keep yourself, fit and healthy, because when you're standing in your bedroom without pants on, you realize how far you've let yourself slip. And so, in order to combat this, you should, in fact, do some exercises. Maybe together we can do a couple of squats right now. Good job, everyone.
This is nice. Yeah.
Right, wanna go? Ready?
Doesn't quite work when there's not that many people in your house, but I have actually been playing, this is full on legit, I have actually been playing Magic online, not in MTG Arena, because I've got a Mac and they haven't released it for Mac yet, which I'm super annoyed about, but also I only really found out about Magic like a year ago, so I'm not really like a die-hard fan, but I would really like to start playing MTG Arena on Mac. Please and thank you if a developer's watching, because it's been one of those super addictive things where I've been building decks and decks, and my mates only really want to play once a week, and I'm down to play every night. But we've been using Tabletop Simulator, which is awesome, which is exactly what it sounds like. It simulates tabletops, but then you can also load in a whole bunch of different board games. So if you do want to play board games and you don't have anyone, definitely suss that out. It's on Steam. It is a lot of fun, and you can play anything. You can play Monopoly, you can play cards, you can play Mousetrap, anything like that, and it's online, so people can join with you. I think it's only $30 or something. It's pretty good. Would recommend. Strack recommend. That's number 1 Strack recommend. Mum would like to FaceTime. Yo, Mum, I'm just making a video. You want to say hi? Hi, Mum.
I thought we were doing Devo, whip it good. Sorry, I'll leave you to it.
I look like a village person or something.
Call me back when you're free then.
Okay, will do. Yeah. Wait, do you have any tips for YouTube on what to do in isolation?
Yeah, read a book. Definitely read a book. Do some learning. Get creative. Clean your house.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks, Mum. Definitely read a book. Mum has released, if you're 2 years old, all you 2-year-olds out there listening, Mum's released a kids book. I'll put the links in the description below. She also has a few novels that you can read, so I'll definitely put those links below. Thanks, Mum. 100 things to do when you're self-isolating, social distancing, and bored at home.
First things first, if you're like me and you got sent home from university, you can start by unpacking all the suitcases and boxes that you have in your room. You can start doing all your
This video goes for way too long. Surely I'm not the only one that bored in isolation, though. Here we go. This is where the real ideas come out. The real isolation tips. None of these be productive and clean your room and solve world hunger. This is where the real information is at. That is precious toilet paper. That's like $50 on eBay right now. That cat doesn't know what it's. Again, toilet paper. It's the humor of the world.
What are you wearing?
I thought I'd get dressed up for work. Do you know what I mean?
He's going to work in a suit. Very dapper. But you could also take off your pants.
I just with my brother.
Why?
I'll smack with my iPad in a minute,
Why?
so I don't like him.
Oh, that's not very nice.
He's smacking with the
I
iPad.
don't like him very much.
Dress up and make funny videos. Well, that's just silly. Who dresses up and makes videos in isolation? That's amazing. How does that go for so long? That washing machine thing goes for so long. Yes. COVID castle closed to the public. Stay at home. Amazing. That's drink. That's what you really need to do, is just drink. Let me know what you guys are doing in isolation to keep entertained. I am actually doing a few things. I am, however, listening to podcasts. We've got Radio Mike, my mate Radio Mike. If you haven't listened to any of his stuff or know anything about him, definitely check him out. Head on over to his YouTube channel. He's been churning out videos a lot faster than me, and he's so much more funnier than me. So definitely head on over if you haven't already. Subscribe to Radio Mike. Also listen to his podcast, 21st Century Boy. And I actually have a feeling he's starting a new podcast sometime soon. But another one of my mates has also started a podcast. It is called I Love You Bye podcast. My mate Andy and his girlfriend Holly have decided to start this podcast together. They film it as well, unlike the Film Slice podcast, which you can only listen to, so you can digest this however you want, as long as it's one of two ways, which is amazing. And of course, if that is not enough podcasts for you, Film Slice Podcast is still doing their thing. We had a bit of a break there where we weren't sure exactly what we were going to do because the cinemas aren't open anymore and we only review new movies. But now we've succumbed to reviewing other stuff. So definitely head over to Film Slice Podcast. Make sure you just subscribe to that and listen up. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's awesome that you guys actually watched all the way to the end. Good job. That's an appreciation thumbs up. Make sure you keep safe, guys. No handshaking, just namaste people, or dab people, or Wakanda people, or whatever. In fact, you probably shouldn't be doing that because you shouldn't be seeing people anyway. Stay safe, look after yourself, and we will all get through this together. Isn't that right, Steve?